Yeah, because we're nowhere, and there's such rich content here.
Showing
Lovely about how powerful it was with the conditioning and like even not necessarily a bad way, but like our perceptions of our romantic relationships and sex and all of that. But then you, to your point, like you could go to a dark place and make it so accessible and soften the blow. And not just through the music and the lyrics, but like I said, even the video. When I think back to that video, you can't do anything but laugh, right? The hospital, Bushwick Bill running around in a little gown or whatever. But I do remember as I got older, if I had low moments, I did listen to that song then too.
Wow.
Because it did make it more accessible, and it's like it's impersonal, but it's deep. It's impersonal, but there's a connection. So instead of me complaining to my roommate or something like that, you know, I can put this song on and just be in the zone and connect to what he's saying, and it just kind of takes your mind wanders, and you just kind of, you know, you just kind of disconnect from all the pain and whatever is bringing you there at the moment.
Yeah, and you get to like explore it more because it's kind of like staring you right back in your face through what you're listening to. So you have to like confront what you're dealing with, and whatever comes out, comes out.
Yes, it's cathartic.
Yep.
Y'all are beautiful, man. I just gotta say that. I just felt it in the moment. Seriously, like you guys are amazing, and also, I think to some you guys are a bit intimidating.
I don't care.
I'm just being honest. I don't mean that like in a negative. I mean like we just kind of came out of nowhere, and there's such rich content here. I mean, you could literally take an episode and like go teach a class somewhere from the shit we're talking about.
Facts.
Feel free. Just pay us for that.
Yeah, we for booking. No,
No, but seriously.
booking info in the bio.
No,
No, seriously though. You know.
No, I'm just saying. You know, we do get together and collaborate about what we're going to talk about, but this is truly just me talking in the moment, and that's what came to mind. So I wanted to say it in the moment. You got to give people roses while they're here.
Oh, well, we love
you.
and
We love
appreciate you.
Thank you.
Appreciate love you.
I like that.
Speaking of love, you know, we talked about some cultural differences and marriage, and I want to talk about arranged marriages, but we're going to be doing the arranging.
Okay.
So, like, who do you just absolutely are like, these two people or these two groups or bands or whatever, they should collab? Who's your arranged marriages or marriage?
That's a very question.
I'll just go and say
Go first.
Tina Turner and Beyonce, okay? Like,
Wow.
Tina, I love her. She's been around for a while. Like, can we make it happen sooner than later? I don't care if I just see them dancing together, but it would be great if y'all were dancing together and collaborating on a song. But I want to see, I'm marrying those two. Tina, B, make it happen.
I feel like Beyonce is Tina's protege.
Yeah.
I mean, you see so many in Beyonce's music and in her performance.
That hair.
The hair.
Yes.
There's so much that you
The
can see.
blonde, everything.
She's really showing her appreciation for Tina. So
and she only sold 24 tickets. Bye, Ashanti.
However, she was filling in for Tiana Taylor. So I think, you know, it wasn't like the Ashanti show was like Tiana, and then she had to like drop out for some reason. And then at the last minute, they had 2 weeks to sell the tickets.
I see.
She's a fellow Libra. I'm trying to help
Freddie
her out.
Gibbs got
And
a
it
show
just
coming
didn't,
up.
you know.
Freddie Gibbs has a show coming up. He has a tour going on right now. I'm sure he's already sold way past 24 tickets in the past 2 weeks.
Listen,
Shout out to Gangsta Kids.
a lot of the folks buying tickets maybe are kind of on the younger side.
I thought so too.
And
Like,
the people
they'd
that are
rather
on the
eat
older
than go
side
see
would
her.
also rather eat than go
Yeah,
see
they'd
her.
rather eat than go see her. Like, you know, they have books and things.
Plus,
to
you
pay
gotta,
for.
I don't know what college it was, in all seriousness, so maybe it was like one of them far out. Was it here? Was it like local? I'm just spitballing. I don't know.
But you know what, Ashanti? Back in the day, though,
Yeah.
I was all about
I'm
it.
still
And I'm
about
still
baby,
about
baby,
you.
baby.
Whenever
like,
your music
come
comes on, I'm always like, it takes me back.
Mhm.
Foolish, you know?
So many good songs.
So many good songs.
I don't know, like, you're gorgeous. I'm sure you can sell bundles or, like, Fashion Nova or something.
Fashion Nova has been a saving grace for a lot of
Yeah.
folks.
Like,
This is
there
true.
comes a time where you just, you know, like, you can reinvest your energies into other things. That's what I'd like to, this is the sweet part now of the salad. I want to suggest certain people, like, I know you need the money, but, like, you know, go down other avenues. There's still other aspects of yourself. Cassie, I don't want you coming back anywhere near a microphone. You
Wait.
know, go out, live your life, model.
Me and
You know, yeah, like,
Are
expound
y'all, were
on
y'all
other
sad? We
things.
talked about couples. We didn't even bring up Cassie and Diddy split up.
They did?
They did. They did.
How long were they there?
11 years.
Oh,
Not that
11
I was
years.
counting.
11 years.
Which means, like, Cassie's, like, what,
32.
36? 32 now. So he was with her since she was, like, 21.
baby.
So she's too old for you, Diddy.
Yeah, the new one's 26.
Yeah.
And he's about to be.
And she's nowhere near as beautiful as Cassie is at 32, at 26. So,
I agree.
joke's on
I
you.
gotta say.
But as far as I'm concerned, I feel like Cassie did it right. Like, she got her vacations, she got her shopping, she has no children, and she's not bogged down with Bad Boy and
That's
his
a good way to think
other
of it.
kids.
Yeah.
So, hey girl, I'm not
The
mad at
question
it.
for me, and this is all speculation and rumor, not like intel that I've been given, but from the outside looking in, it does appear that he has an issue with his exes moving on. So I just hope she doesn't get caught up in that. But they all, the other exes have children. By him, to be fair, like J-Lo didn't get caught up in that. So,
Another
but he
smart
wasn't
one.
with J-Lo for 11 years either.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I just hope that whatever she does, whenever she does it, that she can do it without any issues.
Yeah. Just don't waste what you have left, because you still got a good chunk of life left to live. Like, don't waste it by starting a music career and getting in debt with a label because your records won't sell.
I would like to see, now that I'm up on her and I'm educated because of Junie, I'm going to let Junie say who, but I would like to see Missy Elliott collaborate with Junie's pick of the week, the P.O.P. pick of the week, who is...
Like Kelly 47.
One more time.
Like Kelly 47.
That's Leikeli.
47.
Yes,
It's
if
Like
you're
an
not following
Instagram
her.
name.
That's
Yes.
Instagram, which she only got on very
Instagram
recently.
Yes.
Very recently. Like
listen,
a couple weeks ago, I think.
let's get into this, honey. Let's get into this artist, okay? So the way that I found out about her was she was featured on the soundtrack, I think, of the first and second season, or second and third season
Insecure,
of
right?
Insecure,
Yes.
which I am a huge fan of Issa Rae.
Issa Rae is
I
everything.
love her. She's everything. I've been following her since Awkward Black Girl on YouTube.
Yes.
She has come so far. I just want to put a plug for her. I just really love and support everything you do. Keep going,
Yes,
girl.
Mara bitch. Yes.
Okay. And honestly, her lyrics are fire.
Yes.
Like, when I listen, I'm like, yes. You know, I love it. But that's how I found out about, like, Kelly 47. Like, I love her attitude. And the thing, if you're not familiar with her, you should Google her right now or go to our Instagram where, you know, Chi Chi has posted this awesome picture. She is an artist that no one knows what she looks like, right? Because during all of her performances, during all of her features, she is wearing a full face mask.
Mm-hmm.
And that's her thing. And it kind of reminded me a bit of her, you know, in the sense that when hers just started out, you didn't really see how she looked at all.
Mm-hmm.
And then over time, you know, she's revealed herself to us, so we see her. But like Kelly, you haven't seen her at all. I mean, if she has, there was an article, and she was asked in the article, have we ever seen you featured in one of your videos?
Mm-hmm.
And she said, wouldn't you like to know? You know, so I mean, we essentially could have seen her, but we don't know. But her music kind of gives me this, like, funky, like, almost like MIA, you know, kind of feel, mixed with, like, this kind of, like, Brooklyn feel. So I love her music. I love that she's a tomboy. I love that she brings that tomboy style into hip-hop again and makes it cool. And I just love the mystery about her. And her lyrics are witty, they're funny, and I'm really intrigued by her.
I like that she's like a masked rap vigilante.
Yes.
And from a shallow perspective, I like her bandana masks. Like, that shit
She
is
makes
so cool.
them herself.
Yeah,
that is
that's
so cool.
Dope. I heard her once before. I think what is it, Second Fiddle? Second Fiddle, is that the name of it? That was the first song that I heard her on, and I thought it was cool. And then I listened to a couple of, like, different songs. Like, I kind of jumped around a little bit because this is the first time that I was actually, like, getting familiar with her. She's kind of like a Kendrick Lamar, Nicki Minaj hybrid, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like, I definitely recommend her to somebody. Yeah, she was cool. She was dope. I like her.
Yeah.
I like you, Black Kelly 47. Does anyone know what the 47 stands for?
I couldn't figure that out in all my stalking. I could not find it.
Couldn't figure that
That's
out.
the only thing that gets me. Like, why is your name a Twitter handle? Like, I just want to know. What is the significance of that number?
That's a good
That's
one.
my
Maybe we'll
question.
get to ask her one day.
Yes,
I
we
hope
would love
so.
to.
I jumped around as well, but I also watched quite a few of her videos because I was excited because not all the artists, you know, we look at necessarily have a ton of videos to look at. So I was like, okay, I'm about to watch these videos, listen to the song, go back, listen to some more songs that don't have videos. I'm probably the only person who hadn't heard Fuck the Summer Up before looking into her. But I was like, you know, I love a good booty shake song. So I was just like, yes, 3 years later. And from all the different articles I read about her, that was the song that put her on the map because Jay-Z put it as his #1 pick a few years ago on Tidal. And I can see why. Money. I like that song. The video was kind of quirky. But I really like that song, Money. And even though all of her songs are like infectious and make you want to dance, I really liked Miss America for the lyrical content because you got to really listen to what she's saying. And she's like, I'm a tomboy, I'm this, I'm that. But she's like, I'm a rebel, right? And that's how we always frame America, like we rebelled against Great Britain. That's just one example. But if you really listen to Miss America, it's brilliant. It's a brilliant song, and it's a cool video, too. And then, you know, she shared a lot about her backstory. Grew up in Brooklyn, mostly Bed-Stuy, different areas of Brooklyn. Both of her parents are deceased, so that was, like, sad. Yeah. But then the fact that she's like, man, Wax Sweep is covering a lot of badass women, huh?
Yeah.
The fact that she's, like, taking the bull by the horns and, like, well, I'm going to just make everybody focus on my art. And my art is the music. And every different angle, every different reporter that met with her said that she was like your best friend that you didn't know you had when you meet her in person. I thought that was very interesting, given that, you know, she's always wearing the mask. But then there's that mystery, and it like forces you to focus on the quality of her music.
Even
and
though you can tell she's gorgeous, so it's
exactly,
like,
yeah.
girl, why are you trying to hide it? Like, of course we're gonna worry about what you look like, but like,
But she
'cause
actually
you're gorgeous.
reveals a lot more of herself than some of our artists, or maybe it took them longer to reveal, right? Because when she
Absolutely.
talked about being a tomboy, she also got really deep into just how fucking shy she is.
Yeah.
So it's like, wow, you're seeing these duality of this really super talented person, because she doesn't really overproduce her stuff. She's literally just like, I just do whatever the fuck happens in the studio, and if I go in there with good intentions and the shit doesn't come out, then I go home, and then I come back, and
Love
then we
that.
figure it
I
out.
lived for that.
I really love that. But then she's super shy, right? So it was like really interesting to see the duality in her personality. So I'm very happy that you introduced me to the Kaylee 47. I'm
Thank
very
you,
not
Junie.
happy that it had to come to this, because she's a really dope artist.
Yeah.
And, you know, she said that she felt like the industry made her, you know, it would make her feel like she had to put on a mask anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So she created her own mask.
Yep.
And I
Yeah.
thought that was really cool, too. You know, she's like, no, F that. I'm going to just create my own mask, and I'm going to be whoever you want me to be, but you're going to focus on my music.
Yeah, I think, you know, obviously she has fans that are male and female, but I really think about the little girls in this time where it's so raunchy.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not just that, oh, it's so raunchy. It's just that, like we always talk about, it's about balance. We're not saying, well, two of us are not saying to take anybody off the mantle. But, you know, the balance is just way off, right? So if I'm a 10-year-old girl, it's like, okay, well, I got this going on over here. There's like 50 lookalikes and soundalikes.
Yes.
But to really be able to listen to someone who's just like, I'm forcing you to focus on my artistry and the person I am and just the dopeness, I think that she definitely needs to have more exposure, especially for the
Another
babies.
one, like, why isn't she
Exactly.
further along? Like, I don't know what machine needs to get behind some of these artists. Like, Pharrell, reach down and touch somebody's hand. Get somebody to where they need to be, you know? Like, I feel like if a lot of the pre-existing, like, monsters in the industry or the gods of the music industry would just, like, reach out and endorse certain people, they would be where they should be. And we wouldn't be dealing with, like, this imbalance that we keep talking about and noticing.
Well, why is that, do you think? I mean, all we doing is speculating because we don't know. But why is it that doesn't get that recognition or that reach back, or, you know what I mean?
Because they're not trying to, like, assimilate. And
Exactly.
assimilation is apparently what's making money right now. And, you know, like, if and when we get back to what really matters, which is, like, the health of our people, because music is a food in a sense where, you know, if you feed your mind bullshit, that's what you're going to end up with, a bunch of, like, cloudy, muddled thoughts, inabilities to communicate, all of that. If you're more selective about what you listen to, you think more, you're more clear about certain things, and you navigate life better. But, you know, the conspiracy theorist in me realizes that's not what we're here for.
Okay? There's something to be said about
lyrical content and old school flows that everyone loves. So definitely go back and listen to the song. Again, it's Uncle Sam Goddamn. There's a lot of lyrical content in there that I would have loved to quote, but for time's sake, I just chose this one. Custom made, you're so low. To consume the noose, you're so low. Keep saying we're free, you're so low. But we're all just loose, you're so low. And the song overall just discusses the state of our country and the agenda of our country, the way our government operates in its own interests and not the interests of the people. It's a very deep, very insightful, very powerful, very straightforward song, and that's probably why it hasn't been listened to as much as it should have been listened to by now. But that's my lyric.
Was it released recently?
No. It's been like a couple years, actually.
Wow.
But I myself just discovered it the other day. I was hanging out with a friend, and
So many talented artists.
yeah.
So much to unpack there, because I'm thinking about the noose and freedom, and I try to focus on freeing my mind, and I set intentions and I set affirmations every morning, but then there's the external reality of, you know, us and our men and being targeted for this, you know, this industry of prisons being built at a much higher rate than schools. It's just a lot there to unpack. It's really deep, and it takes me back to the Jungle Brothers and, you know, the obvious, like Chuck D and Flavor Flav, and just that whole movement, because it wasn't just like one or two groups. Just like we talk about, there were so many women, there were so many, like, politically charged rappers and rap groups at one time. Like, I'm thinking late 80s into the 90s, and for him to exist and be sharing that type of content is a miracle in itself. But that's also something that kind of just got swept out and swept away from hip-hop, and you don't really see it in the mainstream. You know, I used to see these guys on TV. I didn't have to go looking for them.
Right.
So, yeah, definitely thank you for sharing that lyric.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
It's like the empowered hip-hop artists are the underdogs. You know what I mean? Like, don't watch a lot of television or, you know, whatever, but I feel like when I do happen upon a lot of videos nowadays that come out, especially rap, trap, it looks like coonery in the sense that I see people, our beautiful men, just looking so, like, foolish in terms of the way that they're presented and the things that they're saying. And I think to myself, why is this being promoted and not like Kelly 47? Why is this person being promoted? And why is it that I know beyond that they are super amazingly deep, or they're super amazingly talented, and their lyrics can really be of strong content? But this is what we choose to showcase about our black men and our black women. So in a sense, I do think there is a political aspect to it, because you think about, this is music that when you think about it, it is black, right? And so the blackest music is sort of very surface level now, right? Talks about a lot of sex, talks a lot about, you know, a lot of violence.
Prostitution.
Okay, so then when people who maybe from all over the world listen to hip-hop, what do they start to think about our culture?
I'm going to bring it back to episode 1. Feel sexy. I want to feel badass. I want to do drugs. I want to be a stripper. I want to do whatever.
All the
I want to use it in a commercial.
That want to be down.
Yeah, we basically have turned into,
Yeah.
you know, that Harlem Nights, what they were depicting there. And it's like you said, you have all this beauty and richness and talent, and they just want to turn it into something. The powers that be want to turn it into something just very beneath the talent that these folks have. Because you're right. Like, some of the folks that you may not enjoy their music, you listen to them talk. You listen to them talk about their background. A lot of these men and women are poets.
Okay.
But they are, you know, they got into it for a reason, and so it's like, okay, well, I'm being pressured, so I got to go in this direction. But these are some really beautiful souls.
Yep.
Talented.
So I don't know how we save those souls, but maybe we start by
They have
being
to
real.
decide, and we have to stop listening, honestly.
Yeah.
We have to want more for ourselves.
Well, supply and demand, right? If we start demanding more.
Yeah.
But
Get it together, people. That's it.
I think it's also about who's buying the records.
On and off.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, you know, like, what pisses me off is, like, for a lot of our youth, they're living in the projects, they're living in whatever situation they're in, you know. They're in situations where it's like, yeah, it's going to be a couple years before I can get out of this house, but in the meantime, I got to work and go to school and do this, that, and the third. But then, you know, we'll turn around and listen to and admire and try to emulate, like, people that are far above our experiences. Like, you know, it's like, and then you have the other half, you know, like the young white kids that are going to NYU and living their best lives, but when they feel like it, they'll say lit and turn and Millie Rock and whatever else. It's like, you know, it's definitely just lost
So what we're going to end this note on, you guys, something for you to think about, and we'll discuss with you on Twitter or on Instagram. The word of the day that we're going to close out with, ownership. So thank you once again for joining us for an amazing episode. We look forward to your feedback and continuing the discussion. Thank my lovely co-host, Chi-Chi, signing off.
Shout out to Felicia Clemens. I love you. Thanks for checking in. And people, winter is here. Get your coats dry cleaned. Wash those down coats before you wear them outside because they breathe.
Oh my God.
And I don't like what I was smelling today on my way over here. Wash your clothes. This is why people like winter, because summer forces you to be fresh and real and honest. You can't wear dirty clothes when it's hot outside.
Be the love. And remember, only you are in charge of rewriting your story.
Amen. See you guys next time. Peace out.
Peace out.
Bye, hoes.